Good morning, my name is Pam Sidhu. I'm just about to start the Mindfulness mornings here with you on Motivational Mornings here at Artcore. Just bear with me, I'm just sorting out the technology here. So great to have you with me this morning. You might be watching it back a little bit later on. So I'm here this morning at Artcore. Artcore is an organisation that I normally run mindful mornings with the last Sunday of every month, of course, before lockdown. So Artcore, of course, have been really busy working away to bring you motivational mornings since the lockdown. And of course, being an arts organisation, they've been doing lots of arts workshops as well here on Facebook. And they've kindly invited me along today to talk about mindfulness. Lots of people have actually been asking about mindfulness in today's current climate because it just seems to be the way forward in terms of looking after our mental health. Now, of course, we've had a really rocky few weeks, haven't we? So there's been a lot going on with the pandemic and the way that it's affected all of us individually. So, mentally, how has this affected us? Well, you know what? We've seen a complete change in the life that we live as we know it. We've seen a complete change in society. A lot of the different systems in society shut down. We've had a lot of people off work, furloughed. There's financial pressures. People have been dealing with bereavement, homeschooling, of course, kids off from school as well. So, there's been a lot going on. And for those people that are perhaps in charge of the kitchen, of looking after the families, it's been even more full on with everybody being at home. I've been speaking to people where they say, you know what, I've never spent this much time at home, always been working, maybe take a family holiday, but never spent so much time at work. So what is this doing to our mental health? Well, anxiety levels, depression levels are on the increase, of course. And this week is Mental Health Awareness Week. So as it's Mental Health Awareness Week, here we are, bringing you this mindfulness session. Now, please do feel free to ask me any questions in the comments as I'm doing this live, but of course that's only relevant while I'm doing the live. If you're watching it back afterwards, unfortunately, I won't be able to answer your questions. In case you have just joined me, I'm Pam Sidhu. I'm from Learn to Rest. I'm a mindfulness life coach, and I normally run the Mindful Mornings at Artcore. So here we are, bringing it to you online. Of course, online is the way forward right now. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is an age-old system that's been used to bring ourselves into the present moment, because most of us are living in our thoughts. Most of us are living in something that happened yesterday, something that we did yesterday, or something that may have happened in the past, or we're thinking about the future and what it is that we've got to do next, something even perhaps living in fear of what might happen. Mindfulness is a system to bring ourselves into the present moment. An American guy in the 70s called Jon Kabat Zinn, he took the system of mindfulness from Buddhism, stripped it of all spirituality, and said, there you go. We now have a system of how we can use our mind, how we can manage our thoughts to be here in the present moment without any spiritual system behind it. So regardless of anybody's beliefs, we can just follow what we've been given, like a map, to be in the now. So there's lots of different mindfulness techniques. I'm going to share a couple short snippets with you here today. So one of the things that we can be doing is we can be keeping ourselves in the present moment by using our five senses. Because if you ever tried to meditate and think to yourself, right, I'm not going to think any thoughts. Well, I don't know about yourself, but the first time I tried that, I was absolutely bombarded with thoughts. I had so many thoughts coming in. Now, they do say that we think about, on average, roughly about 70,000 thought processes in a day. Yes, 70,000. That's a lot of thoughts, right? So how do we stay on top of these thoughts? Well, as I just mentioned then, the five senses is a great way to keep ourselves in the present moment. So this basically means to think to ourselves, and you can do it with me right now. Just look around yourself, or maybe look right at me, and just be aware of what you can see. And just take in all the detail. So even as you're looking at me right now, behind me, you can see these pictures. You know, there's a big room, there's lights on in the ceiling. You know, look at myself and really be aware of what you can see. So when any other thoughts come into your mind, you just think, hang on, what am I seeing here right now? And talk it through. So you might want to think, okay, Pam's got brown eyes, she's got brown hair, this is what the room looks like. And just be aware of the sounds that you can hear right now. So any sounds that you can hear, really tune in to those sounds right now. What can you hear? And now be aware of what you can feel. So if you're sat down, maybe feel the chair or the sofa supporting your weight. If you're standing, feel your feet on the floor. If you're holding on to something, feel that. Feel the temperature, you know. Is it feeling warm? Is it feeling just right? Are you feeling chilly? How do you feel right now? And this is what we can physically feel, so things that we can touch, the temperature, feel the clothes on your body. And now we're going to feel it emotionally. So just check in with yourself on how you're feeling emotionally. Now I would say, and this is when my NLP comes in as well, so I would say, just tell yourself that you're feeling relaxed and you're feeling happy, because we have a very, very strong mind and body connection, very strong mind and body connection. And some would say that the body does listen to what we think. So tell yourself that you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling happy. That's great. And now be aware of what you can taste in your mouth right now. Even if you can't taste anything, just go through the motion of moving your tongue around your mouth and picking up any taste sensations. And now take a deep breath in through your nose and just pick up any smells. And just do that a couple of times, being really aware of the breath going in and being aware of what you can smell. Springtime, right? So it's loads of lovely smells about. And just be aware of those smells right now. That's great. So how do you feel? Any different from before? Is the mind any quieter? You feeling perhaps a little bit more relaxed? Well, what we did then is we just used our 5 senses to bring ourselves into the moment. Great technique for mindfulness. And the thing is, you can do this one when you're on the go, or you can do this one when you're sitting down and relaxing. It's something that we can do when we're eating. It's something we can do when we're walking. So how many of you have been going out for maybe a walk every day? I know that I have been doing it every single day. I know recently the government has said that we're allowed to go out for unlimited exercise, but up until last week we were allowed to go out for that one exercise a day. I was going out for my walk once a day, and as I was walking, I was practicing mindful walking. Now this is something that I was doing with my family. I've got young children, so we were all going out together, and you know, we'd just look around us and talk about what we could see, what we could hear, what we can feel, what we can taste, and what we can smell. That way bringing ourselves into the moment. And what a great time to be doing this, because right now it's spring. You know, I'm bringing this live to you on the 18th of May. So, you know, the trees are blooming, the flowers are blooming, there's the smell of freshly cut grass in the air, you know, it's just blue skies. This week especially, we've got great weather. You know, when you're out walking, be really aware of those 5 senses and, you know, feel the sun on yourself and, you know, feel the warmth from that sun and, you know, really, really become aware of what's happening right now in the moment. And this is how we start to get back in the driver's seat of our thoughts, of our minds. This is how we take control of all those thoughts that might be running in there, because there's of course been a huge pandemic. There's been a very stressful situation that we've been dealing with globally. And, you know, a lot of people have been watching the news, which of course we need to keep ourselves updated on what's happening. But it can have a negative effect on our mental health, because what's happening is all this information is currently going in to the deeper part of the mind, or it has been for the last couple of months, all this negative information going in to the deeper part of the mind. And then you can get to the point where you can think, right, you know what, I've switched the news off now. I just want to relax. And you find that you can't. Well, if that's the case, then do practice these 5 senses and just bring yourself into the moment. Now, I also have a YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel, I've released a couple of videos where I'm talking like I am to you right now. And I've also released 2 meditations. And one of them is a short 6 to 7 minute meditation, and it is guiding you through your 5 senses. So that's on there. It's completely free. Please do go on there and use it and spread the word as well, because the more people that we're able to help through this time, the better. And also there's another meditation on there as well, which is a body scan meditation. So that's more of a closed eye, sitting down or lying down and becoming aware of all our different body parts and using our mind to relax our body to a deeper level. So mindfulness wise, in terms of the 5 senses, as I mentioned, you could use this technique when you're outside, when you're walking. You could use it when you're eating. You know, there's a whole practice of mindful eating. A lot of the time people might be eating. I'm not saying this is you, but you know, I've had a lot of people come to me and saying, you know what, I'm eating, but I'm not even aware of what I've eaten. You know, I've just rammed it in, or I've been watching the telly and I'm not really being aware when I'm eating that food. So if you just think to yourself, right, okay, I'm eating right now. This is what my food looks like. Put it in your mouth, hear yourself chewing, you know, smell that food, really taste that food, feel that food in your mouth, maybe in your hand, or hold the knife and fork and have that feeling of the knife and fork in your hand. And then really, you know, imagine that you're feeling this goodness from the food going into your body as you're eating it. And hey presto, it's mindful eating that's happening at the time. So not only are you eating your food, but you're relaxing your body at the same time, which actually causes the digestive system to work even better. Now, some of you may have heard of the flight or fight system. So the flight or fight system is an age-old system. It's a biological system. It's something that we've had for many years as humans, and understandably, we needed that in the past when we may have been faced by a wild animal, or we may have been faced by a crucial situation where we had to decide: are we going to run? Is it going to be the flight, or are we going to stay and fight? So we have this flight or fight system which can kick in, and when it kicks in, we have this adrenaline burst. We have these hormones that are released, so that we can act fast, as I mentioned, if we had been confronted with a wild animal. Now, of course, it's 2020. What are the chances of us actually starting to, confront a wild animal? Well, hopefully very rare. But our flight or fight system still kicks in. And a lot of people, when I've been talking to them, have found that this is what's been happening, especially over the last few weeks with the emergency situation of the pandemic. So again, using our 5 senses to come into the moment actually helps to slow that down. It actually helps us to just relax and, just tell ourselves that it's okay, all is well, right here, right now, in this moment. I can see a blue sky, I can see a tree, I can hear the birds, I can feel the soft breeze, I can feel the sunshine on me, I'm feeling happy and relaxed, I can taste the taste that's in my mouth, and I can smell that fresh air. Now I'm just opening it up to any questions that anybody may have. I can just see that there's a question coming in here. Nikki. Oh, well, Nikki, you know what? Nikki's just saying that she's let herself go the last few years and she's really appreciating this program. Well, Nikki, great that you're tuning in. And you know what? We can always just get back into it, because there's always that window there. While we're breathing, while we're alive and well, we can always get back into it. So I'm here to help support you through the YouTube channel, through these sessions that I'm doing with Artcore and with other organisations as well. Of course, you can contact me for one-to-one sessions as well if you want that one-to-one help and support. And I've also put a couple of meditations out there as well. But, the 5 senses is a great one of just thinking, how do I just be here now? Now, another quick thing as well is the breath meditation. So the breath meditation is something that we can be doing. We're always breathing, right? Well, I hope so anyway. And when we take our awareness to the breath, we're in the moment. So again, it's another tool to bring ourselves into the moment. It's a system that's been used by different cultures, different philosophies, different religions, of being aware of the breath. So right now, just take a breath in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in, deep as you can go. And this time when you breathe out, just imagine that you're releasing any stress, any tension. Just breathe it all out. Imagine you're breathing in freshness, positivity, relaxation. And just breathe out any stress, any tension, anything that's been built up there. Just let it go. And just feel your body relax as you breathe out. And this is, of course, something that we can be doing all the time. You know, whenever you become aware of it. I mean, one of the things that I did when I first started this is I used to set a timer on my phone to remind myself to check in on my breathing. Because you know what? We check in on our phones how many times a day? Countless times a day. But do we check in on ourselves? Do we just think, hang on, yeah, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Because as soon as we do, as soon as we come into the moment, the body system starts to relax. So I'm going to leave you with that for today. You can watch this video back. Please do share with your family and friends. We're here to help, just doing our little bit to help where we can. As I mentioned, there's a 5 senses meditation and also a body scan meditation on my YouTube channel, which you can access for free there under Pam Sidhu. Big thank you going out to Artcore for giving me this platform today to be able to speak to you. And hopefully I'll catch you soon. Take care and stay mindful. Bye.